Welcome back to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Convo, episode number 59. The conversation I want to get into today, how big of an opportunity could it be for Gervonta Tank Davis to actually land a fight with the undisputed champion at 140? Josh Taylor just got through a very close fight and won by split decision against Jack CATTERALL. Let's get into a few short clips on what both guys had to say in a potential matchup between the two, and also what Brian Custer had to say in actually picking a potential winner between Gervonta Tank Davis and Josh Taylor.
I see, a lot of people at 140. Well, the main guy, I seen him at the fight the other day. I should have just walked up to him, but I ain't really want to do that. Mess up the fights and stuff like that.
Like Josh Taylor was talking a lot about it the day before.
Come on, bro.
Did he say anything to you in person?
No, he didn't. I mean, they be all talk, all cap on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
What would that fight look like? You responded to a tweet from Tom Gray from the Ring magazine about Gervonta Davis's fight for the WBA, which obviously we know is the regular title. I mean, what's your thoughts on the fact that that fight's kind of being sanctioned with that belt when we all know that you have all the belts?
Yeah, it's been touted as a world title belt, a world title fight, but it's not. There's only one champion at 140. Talented and he's strong at his division, but I just think he's a little bit too small, I think. But you never know. He could catch me a shot and it could be game over, and you never know. It is boxing after all. It only takes one punch. But I think he's a good fighter, but I think he's a little bit too small for 140.
Him and Josh Taylor. I'm saying Gervonta, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think it'd be a really good fight. Josh Taylor's a really skilled fighter, and I just think again that power is probably the difference.
So we're gonna jump right into it. Josh Taylor he had a very, very close matchup against Jack CATTERALL, which a lot of people think Jack CATTERALL actually won that fight. I'm gonna go back and look at it again, but I think it was a very close fight. Josh Taylor he's a very skilled fighter, but for Gervonta, you see the title, see the thumbnail. I think he needs this fight. I think he needs this fight more than Josh Taylor does, and I think he needs it kind of bad. Only thing that I say he's missing on his resume is a marquee matchup. Everything else he's doing well. He's a star. Tons of fans. He could put people in the seats, sell pay-per-views. I don't think you could put Gervonta on regular TV and feel comfortable about that. No matter who he's facing. I mean, he done had some opponents that people have questioned, and he still did pretty good numbers on pay-per-view. So he's a natural born star. But a fight at 140 to become undisputed against a guy like Josh Taylor, I think it'd be a really good win. Josh Taylor he's a big guy, but I don't make too much of it because Mario Barrios was also tall. He's 5'10", and I think Gervonta is only 5'5", and he knocked him out. I think I get into the board of the winner a little bit later on, especially what Brian Custer had to say. So I think that's a very good thing that I'm gonna bring up in this video. You guys, I like doing my videos like this because it brings up really good conversation. I want to hear you guys' opinions. So anytime you watch my video, try to leave your comments. If for one, it helps the video, and for two, it just makes great talk about the sport of boxing. But let's go ahead and get into it. Josh Taylor is a really good fighter. He's a good, solid fighter. I can't really say he's been tested on his end, but like I say, he is undisputed, and anytime that you become a champion, you earned it. You can't take that away from any boxer, that's ever been, especially undisputed or any type of champion. But Gervonta, he really does not have a major title. He has a regular WBA title. I think it's a WBA title. But it doesn't really do anything for him. Like I said, I'm gonna break this video down as far as the reason why he needed, and I really think that he needs a big fight, a big marquee fight. He hasn't had one. He has had a lot of good fights. Like I say, Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, and Isaac Cruz was really good fights for him. Those last three guys was really tough guys, but it's not something that's going to put him in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Maybe the Mario Barrios fight in a certain way could probably put him, up there, because I feel like that Keith Thurman at 147 couldn't even knock Mario Barrios out, in which Gervonta Tank Davis made it look a little bit easier. But I wouldn't say made it look easier because, like I say, I think it was a height and reach discrepancy, and the fight was maybe a little bit more tougher on Tank to actually figure him out, to get close enough to him and put him on his butt. But I think both fighters did a good job against Mario Barrios. Keith Thurman did a good job. But I think he needs this fight more than Josh Taylor does. He needs to push Floyd and Leonard Ellaby as much as he can. I put it like this, man. If he say, hey, look, I want this fight, make this fight, and especially with Josh Taylor not having a good out and almost getting beat, I think it's perfect timing. Josh Taylor said he wants to fight, so it should be a fairly easy fight to make. And I feel like this, guys. If Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather does not make the fight or push to make the fight, I tell you, I'd be done. I'd be done. Because if Tank is already 27 years old, he's going to probably turn 28 sometime. Well, he's going to turn 28 sometime this year. So, time does not wait on anybody. I like putting that in my videos. Time does not wait on anyone. So he has to make a point to say, hey, Floyd, look, I want this fight. If you don't give me this fight, I'm out. It's as simple as that. If I was in Gervonta Tank Davis' shoes, that's my. I'm not saying too much. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and if they can't get me to fight, that's it. It's no different than Terrence Crawford being with Top Rank. It's the same situation. So it's a really good fight. And I'm gonna get more into what Brian Custer say right now. Brian Custer said that he think the power will be the difference. I think that the power will be the difference too. And I think that the more Tank fight these taller guys, I think the better he's gonna get, because he can, he can use certain video, especially with Mario Barrios, and see where he was making his mistakes as far as the height and reach difference. I think that he can make a ton of adjustments as far as fighting a taller guy, but he needs it because I think it can help him grow, and especially becoming undisputed. That's just gonna do. He's gonna be able to get the bigger pay-per-view numbers. He's gonna be able to do just overall as far as his legacy. Like I say, his pay, everything goes up. Everything goes up, and then he can start hunting down, the other guys at 140. Him and Teofimo. Even though Teofimo is not a champion yet at 140, but imagine that. Teo he's a good fighter. Even though he took a bad loss to Kambosos, but that's still a good matchup. Regis Prograis. That's a huge. Those are all big fights for Tank Davis. That's something that he can. You get past those tough fights, and you're doing something that a lot of other boxers ain't doing nowadays. That puts you in a different atmosphere. That puts you in a different conversation when you're talking legacy and Hall of Fame. You don't want to spend all your career fighting, lower end guys and not facing the top opposition. And you just ducking. And not saying that Tank is. I don't think Tank is ducking and dodging anybody. I just think it's the way he's being managed. And I actually had a video about that. Just the way he's being managed, I think that it's time. He's 27. He has to get a lot of big fights. If like, especially with Floyd, you would think with being with somebody like Floyd that they will be going for belts and stuff like that. You can't make we don't want the belts because we don't want to pay all that money. It's about Tank has to live his life the way he got to live it. You can't live through what somebody else did. Floyd was fighting everybody. He won all kind of major championships by the time even before he was 27 years old. Tank Davis, he does not have a major championship. If I'm not mistaken, he has never had the major championship belt in either class that he's campaigned in. So he really needs, like, if he's going to campaign at 140, just say this. So he's between 140 and 135. Say he become undisputed by beating Josh Taylor at 140, and then move back down to 135 and actually beat a couple guys out there. Could you imagine what that could do for his career overall? That's major. He could. I don't know if Devin Haney gonna move up or whatever, but that's a potential matchup to move back down and actually take his title, take the WBC championship for him. That's something that's haven't been done. At least I don't think so in the history of the sport. You carrying two different major championships in two different divisions. that's unheard of. That's history making. And also with the like I say, the legacy part, like Gervonta needs to be working on his legacy. You know, it's kind of hard for me to say that, but I just feel like as a fan, I want to see him work on his legacy and show people that, you know, my knockout power is real. Any type of, no matter who I'm fighting, I'm knocking everybody out. So let's get into what Brian Custer had to say and actually picking Gervonta and actually knock it out. Josh Taylor, he's saying that basically he's saying the power will be the difference. I agree with him. I think he will win by knockout. I give it to maybe 6th round, maybe. You know, I can see something like that, kind of wear him down, figure him out. You know, Gervonta is a very talented, smart boxer. He's going to figure you out. And I think once he figure out how to get past the jab, which Josh Taylor used a good bit, I think that he will probably use that because of his height. I think that Gervonta just, he flatlines him. You know, I think overall it's going to be a very good fight if they can actually make the fight. But you guys let me know what you think about this topic down in the comments below. That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Combo, episode number 59. You guys let me know what you think about this topic and all the other topics that I bring up on my channel. If you want to see what I'm wearing, shoptati.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that I'm currently on. Links will be down in the descriptions below. Just want to thank you guys like I do each and every single video. If you're old to the channel, new to the channel, please try to make sure you watch the full video so you get the full breakdown of the content. If you like the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you guys won't miss out on any upcoming new videos that I post. With all that out of the way, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Combo.